Welcome dear student. In today's lectures, we are going to study the reproduction in Paramecium. And in reproduction, we'll see specifically the binary fission in Paramecium. As you know very well about the Paramecium, it is the protozoan, belongs from this kingdom Proteasta, and it is having these kinds of holozoic mode of nutrition. Before we'll start today's topics, you are once again requested, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for the update of latest videos. Then you are requested, if you like the video, please press the like button. And if you are having any doubts and the query, please feel free to write into comment box or call me. So according to this, I will try to solve all your doubts and query. Then let's start for today's topic. Our today's topic is binary fission in Paramecium. As you know, the Paramecium, which is a protozoan and unicellular eukaryotic organism, it has the two mode of reproduction. The process by which it produces the similar offspring, just like that of the it, to sustain its progeny. So for that purpose, it has the two processes. One is called as asexual reproduction and another is called as sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, we are going to deal with this binary fission. It is called as asexual reproduction because in which the single parent parameciums which divides and produce the two daughter paramecia. And another process which is called as the sexual reproduction, and it has also called as the conjugation. Actually, in the process of sexual reproduction, gametes are going to be produced. But here, in case of Paramecium, instead of the formation of the gamete, only two adjacent parameciums fuse together and exchange the nuclear material. And only due to this thing, that is called as sexual reproduction. But here the gametes are not going to be produced. It is unicellular eukaryotic organism. So let's see the binary fission. Bi means two and fission means division. The Paramecium divide in such a fashion or the way by which it produces the two daughter paramecia. And this binary fission, it is in the form of horizontal, or it is also called as a transverse. If you see this figure, it is the binary fission in Paramecium. So this is a Paramecium. At the middle, the constriction appears at the middle, and due to this kinds of the constriction, slowly it again completed or shrinks at the middle and divides these kinds of the two daughter paramecia. So likewise, this is the constriction is started here and completed, and here two daughter parameciums are going to be produced in this process. This process is also called as homothetogenic type of the binary fissions or the division horizontally, or it is called as a transverse binary fission, in which single parent parameciums which divides and it produces the two daughter paramecia or the offsprings. So we'll see the process, how it occurs. Before going to start these binary fissions or start this process, it stop feeding. Paramecium is voracious feeder which continuously feedings on the food material, but before it stop feeding and it slowly settle at that particular place, and the movement is very slow in the Paramecium. Then after stopping the feeding, these kinds of the micronucleus divide by the process of mitosis. So here this micronucleus which divide the process of mitosis, but this macronucleus which divides amitotically. Mitosis means the cell which gives rise to produce the two these kinds of the, this one is the micronucleus, small one, and this larger one is called as the macronucleus. So this macronucleus which is not having any role in reproduction, because genetic information are not stored into the macronucleus, That's why it divide amitotically. Without mitotic division, irregularly it divides, and half portion goes to the anterior sides and half portion goes to the posterior sides in this macronucleus. But in case of micronucleus, the mitotic division is going to be occurs. This mitosis occurs and the chromosome number remain as it is. So these kinds of the process occurs, and this micronucleus which is going to be divides before it has carried out the mitosis, and the similar number of the chromosome is again regained by these two daughter offsprings or the parameciums. Now this constriction which starts macronucleus amitotically division, micronucleus by the mitosis, then these kinds of the contractile vacuoles, though two contractile vacuoles are present in one paramecium, this dividing two daughter parameciums get one contractile vacuole from parent, and another one is going to be developed later on. And they also get one paramecium gets this oral groove as well as the cytostome cytopharynx, and another paramecium develop this cytostome, oral grooves and cytopharynx later on. So likewise this division completes in case of this binary fission. Then whole process is carried out in 2 hours. Whole process of this binary fission in paramecium completed in 2 hours, and 1 to 4 daughter this kinds of the times which is completed, means it carried out 1, 2, 3 up to 4 times per day, and yielding 2 to 16 individuals. If it carried out in one time, it produces the 2 paramecium. So likewise this kinds of the 1 to 4 times it completed and forming these 16 individuals. And these kinds of the paramecium carry out this binary fission up to 600 generation per year, means 1 year about 600 daughter parameciums are produced by this single parent paramecium. And though these 600 generations, it goes up to the 600 generation, but this whole kinds of the process depends on the availability of the food, temperature of that water, age of the paramecium, then population density of the paramecium, where it generally lives, whether it is in pond or the lake. And also these are the external factors. Internal factors are also responsible for this repeated binary fission, like the heredity as well as the physiology. And though it goes up to the 600 generation, but the rate decline after several generation, means these kinds of the process 2 hours or 1 to 4 times per day, these are going to be decline. And generally paramecium don't go up to 600 generation, it goes in search of the similar parameciums for the conjugation process, because due to repeated binary fission, the vigor or that kinds of the strength of this micronucleus is going to be declined, and it is generally not has the more strength or not more strong after repeated binary fission, and that's why it do not go up to 600 generation. So this is the whole process, that is binary fission or asexual type of the reproduction in Paramecium, which carried out horizontally or transversely and called as the homothetogenic type of the divisions. Hope you understand all these types of all these kinds of the process of binary fission. And still having any doubts, I already told you about, please feel free to write into the comment box. And thank you very much for watching the entire video.